Good day, everyone. My name is Jivitra Nagalingam, and my group members are Varshni Jagarajan and Nagasubhashni Sambaziran. I here to present about our lab on footprinting a target network using a NS lookup tool. First of all, let's know what this NS lookup is. NS lookup is a network administration command line tool available for many computers operating system for querying the domain name system DNS to obtain the domain name, the IP address mapping, and any other specific DNS record. NS lookup is a simple but very practical command line tool which is principally used to find the IP address that corresponded to a host or the domain name that corresponded to an IP address, a process called reverse DNS lookup. NS lookup allows itself to be used in the command line of the operating system in question. Windows users start the service via the command prompt and the Unix user via the terminal window. Additionally, there are now a number of services that make it possible to use NS lookup online. NSLookup retrieves the relevant address information directly from DNS cache of server name servers, a process which can be achieved through two different modes that user can choose from. In the non-interactive mode, the tool inspects the resource record, which is what the address and entries in DNS cache are called, that are stored in a local name server in a standard way. This mode is especially well suited for simple queries for which a single domain entry needs to be looked up. When you want to use a different DNS server for a research and complete more complex search processes, you need the interactive mode in which the command line program needs to be started separately at first. Next, let's look what can NX lookup are used for. There are different scenarios in which the use of NS lookup is appropriate. In this way, the command line program is an especially crucial tool when resolving DNS issue. First or foremost, a data query helps find the cause of the problem at hand. For example, those who use Windows and experience an issue with the Active Directory can use NS lookup to quickly and easily check whether all involved servers are converted in the domain name same as planned. Generally, these programs show its strengths when various subdomains are involved, not only when it is simple a matter of checking them, but also when there are connection problems. In this lab, we will show a demo on how to execute the NS lookup command, find the IP address of a machine, change the server you want to respond for, elicit an authoritative answer for the DNS server, find name servers for a domain, find CNAME that is called credential name for a domain, find mail server for a domain, identify various DNS resource records. Next, my group member Varshni Jagarajan will show a short demo on how to explore the footprinting with a target network using the NS lookup tool. Let's watch together and gain more information from exploring NS lookup tool.
Thank you, Jivitra Nagalingam. So let's get started. Step 1. Launch Start menu by hovering the mouse cursor in the lower left corner of the desktop. Step 2. Click the command prompt app to open the command prompt window. And step 3. In the command prompt, type nslookup and press enter. So I've opened my command prompt. So first of all, we have to type nslookup. So I'm typing nslookup and then press enter. Then we have to type help and press enter. The display response should be similar to the one shown in the following figure. So first we have to type in help and enter. Okay. The both figure are same. My output also same. I also get the same. So step 5 in the nslookup interactive mode, type set type A equals A and press enter. So we have to type set type A and enter. And then we have to type www.certifyhacker.com and press enter. So www.certifiedhacker.com and enter. So we get non-authoritative answer as given in the question. And 7, yeah, you get authoritative or non-authoritative answer. The answer varies, but in this lab, it is non-authoritative answer. Yes, same. Also get the non-authoritative answer. Step 8, in Nslookup interactive mode, type set type CNAME and press enter. So we have to type CNAME and then enter. And then I have to type certifyhacker.com, certifyhacker.com, then enter. The displayed response should be similar to the one shown as follows. So I also get the similar response like shown in the figure 2.5. Yeah. And then we have to type server 64.147.99.90 and then enter. Here it says or any other IP address you received in the previous step, but I would like to enter the same server as in the question. Then enter, and then we have to type set type A and then enter. And then again we have to type www.certifiedhacker.com. Yeah, the response should be same. It's same. So if you receive a request timeout message as shown in the previous figure, then your firewall is preventing you from sending DNS queries outside your LAN. So I also get the DNS request timeout. So what we have to do is we have to just exit. And then again, what I'm gonna do is again gonna open command prompt, and then I'm gonna type in nslookup and then enter. And then here I'm gonna type set type mx and then enter. Here I wanna type certifiedhacker.com. Certifiedhacker.com. I got the non-authoritative answer as shown in the question. Yeah, so that's all from me. Next, my group member Nagasubhashini will continue on.
Thank you, Varshni Jagarajan. Now I would like to answer the questions in the lab. Question 1. Analyze and determine each of the following DNS resource records. SOA. SOA record. Every zone file will have a SOA record. It will be present at the beginning of the zone. The SOA stands for Start of Authority. Normally, this type of record holds information about the zone itself and about other records. Each zone will be having only one SOA record. The SOA records contains the following fields, e.g., in SOA, name server.place.dom .postmaster.place.dom. NS record. The NS record stands for name server record. This shows the authoritative servers, the zone. They indicate primary and secondary servers for the zone specified in the SOA record. Zones can contain many NS records, but it should contain at least one NS record for a DNS zone. For example, when the administrator on abc.com delegated authority for the gnome.abc.com subdomain to gnomedc1.gnome.abc.com. The following line was added to the zone abc.com and gnome.abc.com. gnome.abc.com.in and as gnomedc1.gnome.abc.com. A. A record. The next resource record we are going to see is the A record. The A record stands for address record. It maps a domain name to an IP address so that the resolver can request the corresponding IP address for the domain. As an example, the following A resource record located in the zone abc.com maps the FQDN of the server to its IP address. abc.com in A 172.16.48.1. PTR. PTR records. The PTR record stands for the pointer record. It functions reversely as that of the A record. It maps a domain name to an IP address. We are familiar with the term reverse DNS. This record is used to achieve the reverse DNS. An example is given below. 1.48.16.172.in addr.arpa.in.ptr.abc.com. CNAME. CNAME resource records. The next is CNAME resource record. The CNAME stands for the kernel scale name. The function of the CNAME record is to create an alias for the domain name. It is helpful to hide the implementation details of the network from the customers. An example of the CNAME record is given below. ftp.abc.com.in CNAME ftp.1.abc.com. Once a DNS client queries for the A resource record for ftp.abc.com, the DNS server finds the CNAME resource record. Then it resolves the query for the A resource record for ftp1.abc.com and returns both the A and CNAME resource records to the client. This is how CNAME records works. MX. MX resource records. The MX resource stands for the mail exchange record. The mail exchange MX resource record specifies a mail exchange server for a DNS domain name. A mail exchange server is a host that will either process or forward mail for the DNS domain name. Processing the mail means either delivering it to the address or passing it to a different type of mail transport. Forwarding the mail means sending it to its final destination server. It will simple mail transfer protocol SMTP to another mail exchange server that is closer to the final destination or queuing it for a specified amount of time. Only mail exchange servers use MX records. We can have multiple MX resources records for that domain. The following example shows MX resource records for the mail server for the domain gnome.abc.com. gnome.abc.com. In MX 0 mail server 1.gnome.abc.com. gnome.abc.com. In MX 10 mail server 2.gnome.abc.com. gnome.abc.com. In MX 10 mail server 3.gnome.abc.com. SRY. SRB records. with MX records, we can have multiple mail server in a DNS domain. And when a mailer needs to send mail to a host in the domain, it can find the location of a mail exchange server. Service SRV resource records enable you to specify the location of the servers for a specific service protocol and DNS domain. Thus, if you have two web servers in your domain, you can create SRV resource records specifying which hosts serve as web servers, and resolvers can they retrieve all the SRV resource records for the web servers. Question 2. Evaluate the difference between an authoritative and non-authoritative. An authoritative name server is a name server that has the original source files of a domain zone files. The is where the domain administrator has configured the DNS records for a domain. Authoritative DNS server can be master DNS server or its slaves. For example, domain ticketme.net's authoritative are alec.ns.cloudflare.com and athena.ns.cloudflare.com. If you directly query to these DNS servers, they will return authoritative answer because they have the original files of domain zone. This is the example for authoritative server. Non-authoritative name server do not contain original source files of domain zone. They have a cache file for the domains that is constructed from all the DNS lookups done previously. If a DNS server responded for a DNS query which doesn't have original file is known as a non-authoritative answer. For example, we query for DNS records of domain ticketme.net and Google's Open DNS server 8.8.8.8 responded for this query which doesn't contain domain's original zone files. This answer is known as a non-authoritative answer. This is the example for the non-authoritative name server. Question 3. Determine when you will receive request timeout in Nslookup. We will receive request timeout when Nslookup submitted the query to the DNS server but did not get a response. In our case, when we receive request timeout is once we enter server, we enter set type equals A, then www.certifiedhacker.com. After that, we receive request timeout. Thank you. That's all from us.